Logic Trilogy.
Hello and welcome to Logic Trilogy tutorials. Today we are going to look at the drum sampler within Logic. First of all, we've already created a instrument track, and I'm going to insert the Ultrabeat drum sampler. Now you have two options here. You have the stereo output or you have the multi output. Stereo, you just get one track, whereas with the multi output you can set up so that your sound is different sounds are coming out of different tracks. So your kick drum track would have its own track, so you can edit it separately to the other functions, or the snare drum, whichever you like. So we're going to use that. The first way to use it would be that we could actually record direct MIDI straight onto the track, and we do this like so. First of all, we'll set up a drum kit. We will use let's use a hip hop kick, and we will get okay. And I'm going to record a little loop in, 4-bar loop. To loop it, and I'm going to add a few more bits. You can add stuff over the top of that. Okay, what I'm actually going to do now is I'm just going to find that out of the way, and we're going to go in and just quantize everything. It's only a basic drum loop for the benefit of the video. So we're going to quantize it, and we do this by opening up our MIDI editor. Actually, the first thing before we do that actually is we need to just make sure all of the MIDI tracks are all together on the same thing. So we just highlight everything and we glue it all together, and then everything appears in the MIDI track. As you can see, things are a little bit out of time. So I'm going to quickly select all of the MIDI notes, and I'm going to quantize them, and I will use just a basic 8 note, and it, as you see, it has moved everything. Sound like that. So I'm just going to make one more slight change. We haven't got our first kick hit there, so I'm just going to not do that. I'm going to highlight the one track and just press Alt and drag it over, so we've got our first hit. And do the same again with that first hit. Okay, and I think I'm going to put a couple more claps in there as well. So if I hold that and do so, and that one's in the wrong place there, so I'll just move that across and put that there. Okay, little 4-bar loop. Just get my pointer tool back. Okay, now if we open up our mixer, you can see we've only got one track with the hip hop kick, with all the audio is going out of the one track. Okay, what we're actually going to do now is change it so that each element of the drum has its own track, in order so we can compress or EQ or do whatever, add any effects into the individual items. And it's simply a case of firstly going to the Ultrabeat editor and actually changing down the left hand side here. You'll see that all the outputs are actually at the moment going to main. Now if we click on them, you can change them. I tend to start at 17 So my kick will go to 17. My snare, actually that was my snare that went 17. My snare will go to 18. My kick will go to 17. Whichever, it hasn't changed. Snare 2 will keep to main because I haven't actually used that, and a thin clap will go to 19, and the open hat we'll put to 20. If we close that and go back to our main mixer, Command 2 shortcut, and now if we, the little add button at the bottom of the track, okay, what we want is 17, 18, 19 and 20, because that's where we have sent them, so we don't actually need the others, but we'll keep them there for the moment. And now if we press play, actually you'll see that actually for you Ultra Beat 18 there is not actually doing it at the moment. So 19's got the clap and 17 has got the kick. So let's just go and have another quick look at the Ultra Beat and see what I did wrong there. Well, we can see that we've probably used the wrong one. We want that to 18, and now hopefully so that now allows us to go in and add any inserts, reverbs or whatever effect you want to add to the individual elements of the drum kit. Another way of actually programming the drum kit itself is you can actually do program loops within the Ultra Beat sampler. So if I just get rid of what I created there, and we can do it in here straight in. Now there's a little play button down here. If you turn the sequencer on and hit the play, you can see that it's actually a pre-programmed loop in the track, and it'll have different elements. It's got a snare there. There's no toms. There's no others. Is there a thin clap? No. And you can edit this as much as you want. So should we add a maraca? And you simply can program it in to do it how you want it, just by dragging the velocity up as to what. If we just mute solo the track, so we'll add one here, and so on, and it's pretty open-ended as to how well you do it. So we've got bring that back in with the rest of the and I think we might add some we'll add a closed hat to it as well, so like so. We will do one small thing all the way across. On the 16th, so you see the resolution is the 16th at the bottom there. Okay. I'm going to have a little close hat with the wrist. Okay, so now we have a loop, and that will play with the sequencer if you want it to play with the sequencer. Down on the bottom left hand, so once you've created your loop, down on the bottom of the left hand side here, you can actually drag that pattern out into the main arranger. You simply click it and drag it out, and there you have a 2-bar loop. And if we turn the sequencer off, close the Ultra Beat, and we have a drum loop from Ultra Beat.
Logic Trilogy.